What's up, my witches? What's up? I'm actually here tonight. Lordy, lordy, happy Mercury retro, happy moon dark. The moon turns in 2 hours and 10 minutes, 9 minutes. And Mercury stations tomorrow. So first of all, sound check. How are the drums in relation to everything else? I think I'll turn them down a little bit. Last week, my sister-in-law said she went to watch it the next day and the drums were just too close to where the voice volume was. So let me see. Sound check, testies. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I hope you guys are doing better this week than me. Yesterday, I was so clear. You know, my husband had a colonoscopy, had an old person procedure very early in the morning, and I could not sleep because of the new moon. And so it's like, no, I'll do it tomorrow night. And before I got settled downstairs, it's like, I'm going to be responsible and go post it now. And damn if I didn't post it for the wrong date. And thank you to people that were vigilant and watching those messages and going, hey, I think you did something wrong, but I don't check. You know, I just, computer's upstairs, I'm downstairs, I don't look at it on my phone. And so thank God for Darcy calling me and saying, hey, where are ya? So again, I'm sorry, but I know I'm absolutely forgiven because you guys know what's going on. So greetings to you all. Hello, Roxanne. Hello, Tavia. Hello, Darcy, my love. Hello, Stephanie. Happy belated birthday again. Hello, Ellen Marie. Hi, Sam. Hi, Laura. Hi, Catherine. Oh, goodness gracious. So I hope that things go well tonight, that my body has the final say. So I will just give you a warning. Thank you, Sam. Sound is good? Good. I'm glad to hear it. I think what it was last week is I had my my drums on the speakers turned up rather loud too, and that also comes through the microphone. So I just turned those down a little bit because it also can distract me. Okay. Autocorrect. Uh-oh. Autocorrect. Everything's fucking with us, you guys. Hi, baby Joe. Welcome, sweetie. Right on. Okay, so apology made. First thing I want to say after that is so many prayers to the people in Morocco and Libya, and it's just stunning. They're saying up to 20,000 people may have died in the floods in Libya. So just whatever good energy you have, send whatever money you can donate, you know, to the Red Cross, to good sources. Just look up online. I'm sure you'll find the sources that are good. But oh my God, it's overwhelming. And we all know it's just the beginning. So, and then I have a PSA for you. And a PSA, if you don't live in the States, is a public service announcement. And this is about something I had a penny drop for me today, as a matter of fact, because you may know I went in July and got a shot of cortisone and lidocaine in my shoulder. And I had a reaction to the lidocaine. And I've had it many times before, but the last few times it's gotten progressively worse. So it's like, now I'm sensitized, I can't have it anymore. Somebody had commented on a video about candles and saying that it's difficult to find unscented candles. I had talked about you only ever need white candles because you can infuse them with the vibration of the color that you need. And they said, you know, it's hard enough finding things unscented, and it's great to be able to just, you know, get white candles. And so I was talking about how I had to stop getting scented candles many years ago because they just would literally make my sinuses bleed. Now I've had to stop burning paraffin candles altogether. The two things that are in common there is that artificial scent and paraffin wax are petrochemicals. They are made from petroleum. Okay, another fact. If you've ever used hair dye that's darker than blonde, brown, black. It chemical hair dye will have a thing in it called PPD, which is paraphenylenediamine, and it is made from coal tar. And if you use those dyes often enough, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you will become sensitized to them. And the more sensitized you are, each reaction gets worse and worse and worse and can end up with anaphylactic shock. And that has happened with young people using dark hair dye. And if you notice, chemical hair dyes on the box will say, if you've ever had a henna tattoo, well, some people, black henna, they mix hair dye in, highly illegal, highly toxic. And that might have sensitized you to the hair dye. Guess what? The hair dye sensitizes you to everything. So it says don't get it on your skin, but then it tells you to do a patch test to find out if you're sensitized. So you're going to put it on your skin. It's terrible. Anyway, I used those hair dyes when I was in my 20s. I used dark brown, I used black, and, so I was exposed to it plenty. So I started thinking, and it's like, okay, lidocaine, where does lidocaine come from? And I looked it up, and it said it comes from xylidines. And I'm like, okay, where do xylidines come from? Coal tar. And I know there are some medications that if you are sensitized to PPD, you are cross-sensitized to other things that are derived from petroleum and coal tar. And the reason, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I might be misremembering this, but I think that Europe, most of Europe, has banned PPD because it is incredibly toxic. And of course the US has not, because the coal industry, the petrochemical industry is so damn lucrative for the fat cats at the top that they're not about to ban things that can kill people. So just wanted to put that PSA out there. Please make sure you know the source of things when you're buying things like scented candles. If you use paraffin wax, you're putting that in the air. And, just plain paraffin candles were making my sinuses bleed, because I used to burn them all the time. The big, pillar votive candles in the glass, I would have them burning all day. And it got to the place where my sinuses were literally bleeding. So beeswax for me now. And, just please take care of yourselves. Be aware of what can cause what and what's in the things that you choose to put on your body. So yes, that is what Catherine did her PhD on. Her dissertation was on, actually it was more on, I think it was on some cultural things, but yeah, it was about paraphenylenediamine. And I remember reading a document from the 1930s in Congress that the matter had come up before Congress because it was being recognized how toxic these petroleum chemicals were. And they gave him a pass because they said, it was like a quote, because of the bright future of the coal and oil industries. We couldn't possibly sit on all those profits. And guess who was voting on that kind of stuff? The guys that own the petrochemical companies. Anyway, yes, so you can make choices and be as healthy as you can. And there are plenty of choices to dye your hair with that doesn't have PPD in it. And, henna and indigo and cassia and all that kind of stuff. Go look it up. You'll find plenty of places. HennaCaravan.com is a great source to go find out about henna hair dyes, natural hair dyes, stuff like that. Obviously, I don't dye my hair anymore, and I will not. But I'm going to be so much more careful about asking what's in things and what things are derived from, because, oof. So anyway, I got a regular cortisone shot this week, and yeehaw, it made me feel better. So I have, I don't know how long of feeling normal, and I make the best of it, So anyhow, yeah, I don't think I've ever burned soy candles. Or maybe I have. I have one over there, and I don't think it bothers me. And that's a good thing. At any rate, here we are. And there you are. And I'm so glad to see you. And let's do a bit of a grounding here. I thought that mini lecture was going to be longer than it was. So yay me. It's like I have too much to talk about. All right, here we go. Let's get settled. Oh, goodness. Pull out your sage if you have it, or some cedar, or some juniper, or some palo santo, or whatever smells like sacredness to you. What smells like ritual? I offer you this sacred smoke. By air and fire, may you be purified, inspired, charged, and awakened. And by water and earth, the sacred ocean water from which all life comes. By water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. May you be healed. May you feel connected. And may you be grounded. And by the sound of the bell, may you feel the spirit within you awaken. Let the sound go through the air and align all the molecules and drive out anything that is harmful, any harmful excess or deficiency. And now bringing your attention to a sharp point of focus. Ooh, a little bit more. And as you feel yourself come into focus, come into presence in this moment in your body, at the same time you feel everything extraneous just taking a step back. Falling away from your awareness, anything that you don't need in your awareness right now, with the affirmation that if there's anything that really does need your attention in this time and place, it will be able to find you. Sorry, it was a little crumb. All right, so let's come down and bring your attention down into your body. Sorry, I gotta scoot up, hold on. So begin to feel your skin. Feel the temperature of the air. It's been a beautiful fall week here. Fall clouds in the skies. Feel the air on your skin, feel your clothes on your skin, feel the weight of your body on the surface that's holding you up. And just let gravity begin to drag out the things that are too heavy for you to bear, the things that are not yours to bear, that don't belong to your body and your psyche, that are doing you no good, just excess weight that you're carrying in your mind, in your heart, in your body, and just let it fall. And as it falls, feel your root chakra open up and you feel this big taproot going down into the earth. And all the things that are falling away just easily slip down that root and into the earth. And the earth just absorbs these things. She is so vast, and as she absorbs things, they break down into their components, into their nutrients. They're either neutralized or they are in a different form that can bring benefit to the creatures that live down there. And now bring your attention to the center of your belly and your breathing, and let's center your breath right there, right in the center of your body there, just below your sternum, the solar plexus. Put your hands there, and as you breathe, feel your belly move out softly as you breathe in, and feel how it contracts to push the air out when you exhale. And just take a few deep breaths very consciously. And as you watch your breath, you become aware that you're not just breathing in through your nose, you are breathing in through every part of your skin. And as your body breathes in, it breathes in relaxation and peace. It breathes out any tension. Anything that shakes loose can go straight down that route. And then as you're breathing, begin to notice that earth energy is flowing up into your body through that cord. Feel it. Really invest your belief into this and feel it hit that grounding cord right at the perineum and flood down your legs. And begin to pool and rise up through your pelvis, through your belly. And watch it moving as it rises up into your torso, into your chest, higher and higher until it reaches your shoulders and spills down your arms. Feel your fingertips tingle. And now up into your neck, up into your head. And it comes rushing in and flooding in, but you have the capacity to hold an infinite amount of it. And as you watch it, it begins to swirl and dance. You might notice a rhythm. You might notice some areas going faster or slower than others. It might make you feel warm or cool. Just pay attention. You're not going for anything specific, but observation and awareness. And now exhaling, and with the next in-breath, you pull up that earth energy, making it brighter and brighter. And release just your breath all the way out. Next in-breath, pull up more earth energy, green and gold. Spiraling, flashing, dancing, and pulsing, and release only the breath. In again. Bright and sparkling and tingly, and exhale out the top of your head and see that light, that earth energy rushing out your crown. And see how far it goes up before it begins to arc down all around you inside this beautiful sphere. It could be like an oval or an egg or a perfectly round sphere or whatever shape it is. Just observe. This is not something that you make. This is something that you are. And you watch that energy continue to flow up from the root, through your body, out and down and back into the earth. And then we open up the crown and we feel star energy, cosmic energy, vast, infinite, blue, silver. The energy of the void, the energy of formlessness come rushing in. And suddenly, as you felt so grounded with the earth energy, suddenly you feel vast and limitless. And as the blue and silver connects with the green and gold, you feel the perfect balance of this vast, limitless being and this finite, earthly body. Feel them in perfect balance with each other. Each little flash of blue and silver connects with the green and gold. And observe the dance that's going on inside your body. It's a healing dance that can heal any of the substance of your body that needs it, and can heal any of the psyche and the spirit that needs it, the places where you need space within yourself. Parts of us need grounding, parts of us need limitlessness. And you feel that blue-silver energy go down the cord a little bit and join with the sphere and come back up and into the heavens. And the next exhale, breathe all the way out. Nice deep in-breath. And as you exhale, push out a layer. to go out and instantly connect with all the other circles, all the other spheres. This again is something you are, not something you make. We are already connected in this way. We are just making it real to our earthly mind. And we set the intention that we give away all of our wonderful healing energy. We share it with everyone else, knowing that they are sharing theirs with us, and we feel ourselves become even more balanced, even more stable, and even more vast. Know that your personal sphere filters out anything that you don't personally need. We don't need everybody's everything. And the energy that we share goes without judgment, freely given, freely received. And then into this space, we invite our guardians and guides, allies and ancestors. Thank you for being with us every day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for working so hard with us in these trying times. We are all reaching out, asking for spirit, crying the cries of the world. And our teams are working very, very hard, and we offer them our gratitude for their presence. We offer pure water, and we offer the fire of Azrael. I'm reaching for another little thing that I also want to try as soon as that burns, because I bought some red cedar powder. I'm sourcing things to make more fire of Azrael, and hopefully be able to get a source that will allow me to sell it without it costing too much. So I got some red cedar powder. We'll see how it goes. All right. Let's meet our decks tonight. Very interesting set. All right. So the first deck we have here is the Talisman Oracle. This is by Nora Paskaleva. It's a US Games deck. It is worth every penny. Get this deck if you don't have it already. Then we have the Queen of the Moon Oracle, another excellent deck. And that is, sorry, that's Rockpool. And that is by Stacey DeMarco. Also know that all of these decks have an unboxing on my channel. So if you've never heard of them and go, ooh, I want to know more about that, just search it. The third one is the Wild Woman Oracle. This is a Rockpool as well. And this is, let's see, Cheyenne Zarate. Then we have one that I never reach for. So this is going to be interesting. This is the Debray Black Tarot by Victoria Iva. And it's a beautiful deck. And you know, the reason these things look rather dark, they are. We are in Moon Dark. 10 minutes after I end, probably we usually end around 9:30, but 9:39 tonight Eastern time is when the moon and sun are conjunct, and it's a Cassini conjunction, which means that the is it the longitude? The longitude of the moon and the sun are very close. So, but it's dark. We are in Moon Dark. And that needs to be celebrated. You know, I was going to go for dark decks, light decks. It's like, no, dark. We celebrate the dark. In the Northern Hemisphere, we're going into the dark half of the year. So that is to be celebrated. Then we have the Tarot of the Abyss by Anna Turian. Turian. And that's a US Games deck. And then I have this one down on the floor because it's big. The Dali Tarot. Another one that I don't pull out because he sits underneath a whole bunch of other ones on my shelf. And it's giant. So welcome, El Salvador. Salvador. Look at the book. Look at the frickin' book, you guys. I'm just struggling with it. I'm just grateful to have it in the collection because it was many years when I was looking for it. Okay. Now, and there was another deck that I had picked out. And as I picked it out, I thought, why don't I use this deck more? And then I remembered, and it is getting put away again, and that's the Intuitive Night Goddess. It's a beautiful deck, but the cards are cut unevenly, the cardstock is too heavy to shuffle, and everything is renamed. All the majors are renamed. And it's like, okay, that's too difficult to work with tonight, so back on the shelf it goes. Makes me sad. All right. Here we go. Let's get our tiny die, shall we? Have I forgotten anything? Oh, I want to try the red cedar. Hold on. Let's see. I just had a flash of this going like kapoof and exploding everywhere, so that's my disaster head coming to the forefront. All right, here's Sita. Yep, there's a little cloud poofing out. All right. Oh, so amazing. Okay. It's foggy. I put a lot on there. I didn't think it was a lot. It's a very fine powder, clearly. All right. Who is... Oh, no. Our Astro dice are up first. Oh, my God. Pray for me, you guys, that I can get words out tonight. All right. Let's see here. Yes, shampoos or treatments that will brighten steel gray hair. Yeah, Samantha, she says she had issues with eating soy, didn't realize smelling it could impact you the same way. Well, you're taking it in one way or the other, right? So, you know, cedar, patchouli, and vetiver. The planetary dice. Yes, here we go. A message from the Dance of the Giants. We have Saturn in Sagittarius in the 3rd house. That's interesting. I have Saturn in Sagittarius in my 2nd house. So Saturn in Sagittarius is under the sway of Jupiter, which is kind of, Jupiter and Saturn are sort of at odds. Jupiter is the expansion principle, Santa Claus. Saturn is the contraction principle, Scrooge. Those are two really great characterizations of the planets. Didn't we have Saturn last week too? So, you know, things are getting heavier. Saturn keeps showing up and things are getting heavier. We are called to account. We are called to be responsible. On a global level, Sagittarius is everything, the whole world, right? It's justice, it's fairness. So we really are called to be responsible on a global level, responsible with acknowledging that every action we take, Saturn is consequences. Saturn is the Lord of karma. So it rules consequences. And it says that our consequences are global. Our consequences, the consequences of our actions are far reaching. They are ever expanding. It's like they say that once you make a sound and like ring a bell, that sound never truly disappears, because as those vibrations spread out, they excite other things that then begin to vibrate. And those, you know, so a ripple in a pond, you know, it just keeps going and going and going. So we need to really look at the actions we take and say, you know, what are the far-reaching effects, consequences of my actions, and how can I take responsibility for things on a larger scale? But the 3rd house is your neighborhood. The 3rd house is Gemini things. It's basic learning. So also we need to go back to school and really relearn about consequences and where we can be effective in our neighborhood. It's like relearning the basics. We have to back up to square one, going at things with what we already know, with what we've learned, through the karmic repercussions of our actions. We need to look at that in a global way. We need to look at it in a philosophical way, and look at realigning our philosophies and relearning some basics. We need to acknowledge that the world is our neighborhood now. And it truly is. You know, everything is so instant. I was thinking about, side quest. Here's a warning. I watched for maybe the fourth time a documentary on Prime called Nothing is Truer Than Truth. And it is about Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford, who wrote Shakespeare's plays and sonnets. He was Shakespeare, not William Shakespeare. It makes no sense. And God, I just lost the thread. I'll see if it'll come back. Anyway, if anybody can tell me what I just said before I short-circuited myself, I'll be forever grateful. Or we can just move on. It's all right. Thinking about William Shakespeare, who had no access to great libraries, who was, the person that wrote the plays was fluent in Latin and Greek and Italian and knew all of the intimate details of the inner workings of the English court, the Italian court, all these political things that this little dude in Avon, Stratford-on-Avon, did not have access to. And it's like, well, he could have this or he could have that. No, think about not in the context of our day. Think about in the context of that day when there were not printing presses on every corner, when books weren't being reproduced in their thousands, when it took a lot to get access to deep knowledge. But now we have it at our fingertips. Anything I found out today that lidocaine is a coal tar derivative by looking on my computer. Where would I have found that back in the 50s, 40s, 1800s, 1700s? No place. No place. The science would have been there, and even if the science was there, no access. So we need to acknowledge that the globe now, the world now, is our neighborhood, and we are responsible for that neighborhood and how we move in it and how we go about things, the logistics of things. Time to step up our game, everybody. I know we're trying. All right. Sorry, I am very, very warm, like almost feverish warm. Okay. Purple shampoos. Yes, Baby Joe. That's what they do for the gray and silver blonde hair. The world is our neighborhood. Absolutely. Tavia says Sagittarius is higher mind travel, even in the mind. Yes, philosophy. Travel in the mind is philosophy. Exploration, the philosophical wanking. Third is local learning. Integrate those, think globally, act locally. Perfect. That's a perfect little encapsulation there. Thank you, Tavia. That's a lot fewer words. You're very efficient. Oh my goodness, you guys. I hope I'm not feverish, but I sure feel like, but when I'm channeling stuff, I get very, very warm. So I may have to shut my camera off and jump up and take my leggings off. In fact, BRB. All right, I think this is our first pants-free live stream. Oh my God. Oh, I also want to show you, look at this. Look at this mala that my sister made me. It's absolutely glorious. It is dumortierite, and the stones, when I put it on, they are so cool. And listen, it makes the most wonderful noises. Dumortierite and moonstone, with a silk tassel that she made herself. Yay! I hope she's watching. Okay. Oh, I think I'm settling down now. Open the window. Yeah, well, then there's all the stuff that's blooming out back. So no, I can't do that. I do have the air conditioner on. Something's blooming out. Yeah. Thank you, Sam. That's right. That's why my windows are closed. Freedom! Marcy! Hello, darling. Who else have I missed? The ragweed has exploded. Yes, it certainly has. Have I missed anybody else? I see Marcy. All right. Well, come holler at me if I haven't hollered at you. All right, you guys, now let's get going. Who is up first tonight? 4. The Debray, the Black Tarot. I have already shuffled this. These are plastic cards, indestructible, but man, also unshuffleable. So I shuffled them up quite well, and we will just spread and pull. All right. And while I'm shuffling and focusing, you do the same and think about any things that you really want to know about on behalf of the collective, on behalf of yourself. Okay, we're off. And we're off. Let's go here. And let's go. We have 3 of Wands. That was one of the ones that came up when I was asking who wanted to play. 3 of Wands, 7 of Swords, 2 of Wands. How interesting. These two so frequently come out together for me. So the 3 of Wands is a plan that's been launched. 2 of Wands is a plan that's in the making, still in the planning stage. And the 7 of Swords in the middle is, what am I getting away with? Betrayal. All right, let's just keep going. All right, these two, I'm thinking I'll take them off the top, and they're going, no, High Priestess, I knew she was coming up too. And the Devil, holy moly. And we're taking the last one off the top, and I'm going to put it right there. Okay. 7 of Swords. How are we betraying? How have we been betrayed? Where are we taking more than our share? Where are we taking advantage and using up? We are using up all of the earth that supports our life. We have, I'm looking to, look, it's like, is that sand? That could be sand. It could be clouds. It could be water. And the curtains here. Okay, things that come to fruition in time, making plans. We've got to, you know, we already have things that have been done, that the consequences are still playing out, but then we're making new plans at the same time. High Priestess says here with Mercury at a dead's top and the moon in its shadow, you know, in the shadow of the sun, or I don't know what I want to say, in the black moon. All right. High Priestess says, time to dig deep and look what we can reveal. What can we bring forth from this deep, dark place where words are hard and where we feel more than we can think clearly? What can we bring forth there that will give us information? And then we've got the Devil, and you know, what's the information we need? We need to look at where we are so addicted to our lifestyle that we just can't change unless it's forced on us. You know, that's the Devil here for sure. As we keep making plans in government, oh, by 2050, oh, by 2030. And it's like, no. We can't do these rollout things. So the Devil is here to show us that we are not in control. We are not in control of this. We're not in control of the consequences that are already on their way. And they are myriad, and they are piled on top of each other. Wave of consequences. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so we're at a point where things can change. But there's also fate here. There are consequences that we are absolutely powerless to change. We've taken advantage. We have taken all of the resources that are there and we've used them up. You know, the other thing here too is that that there is enough on this planet for everybody. There's enough food. being grown, that everybody can have everything they need. It's true. If it weren't for greed and the addiction that we have to having it all, to our definitions of success and progress, you know, there would be enough for everybody. But the high priestess here is calling us to our magic and calling us to visualize. Another little side quest. I am rereading The Sea Priestess, a book that was written in 1935 by Dion Fortune, and it is about Vivian Le Fay Morgan is her name, but he calls her Morgan Le Fay, and her relationship with this man. And it is, I have found out since I read it the last time, which was back in the 80s, it is actually a book of instruction by Dion Fortune of the things that she learned in the Golden Dawn. So it's magical instruction. And the book that comes after it, Moon Magic, is also like an illustration of this magical instruction. And then she has other books. I think there's 3 other books that are actually just instructional books, but these are novels where she illustrates what this looks like. And now I short-circuited myself again, can't remember the point of it, but being called to magic. Oh, yes. She was talking about when you visualize something, it's powerful. But when 2 people, when more than one person visualizes and creates this event of energy and information, this image, it becomes infinitely more powerful. So if we can imagine, and you know, the thing is, it's dangerous. We imagine this beautiful future where all these assholes are out of positions of power and all of these things. Now, any big change like that we very strongly desire is going to have far-reaching consequences that we cannot predict, hidden, that we cannot predict until they come to fruition. So we have to go there with faith that the end will justify, you know, that the end is worth whatever we have to go through to get there. But the point is to do the magic, to get your hands on this Wheel of Fortune here, you know, steer your own path as much as you can in the way of abundance and sharing and compassion and being a global citizen. And if you can steer your own path that way, and start visualizing a new future, what that looks like, just equity, you know? Anyhow, wow. Hey, Debray. It came out playing, didn't it? I mean, that Wheel of Fortune says there's a whole lot of it that is just fate, where, you know, you cannot stop the wheel and turn it back when things are already in motion, but you can start other things in motion that can affect. All right. Messages. You know, I keep seeing things saying goldenrod is not an allergen. It's not the goldenrod that's making you sneeze. I know I've got goldenrod all along the edge of the woods and it makes me miserable. But there are also other little things with, I mean, tiny, tiny, tiny flowers. Little asters that are no more than 1/4 of an inch wide. And ones that have flowers that are even smaller than that. And those are the ones with the pollen you can't see that can get into your system. It's like if you can see the pollen, it's too big to get into your system and you know, kick off your allergies. Champamala made in blackwood beads. Ooh, yeah, the one that I've used for a couple of decades now is back there. It's my sandalwood one. Thank you, Roxanne. Yes, please hit the like button. And the 23 that are watching right now, if you want to join in chat and you're not subscribed, subscribe. And 1 minute later, you can jump in and introduce yourself to our wonderful community. A pretty cool looking devil. Oh, let's see. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Yes, it is. I mean, it is a beautiful deck. And it certainly talks. bottle when I poured all my water in my Boschdeck glass, so I didn't have to drink out of my bottle. Anyway, okay. Okay, do you want to see it again? I'll show it to you again. There he is. I don't know how clear you can see him. I have my focus not on autofocus, so if I hold it up here, it's never going to pop in. I mean, I guess you can get the gist. But yeah, I mean, they are done. These cards are done with white on black, and they're just, the artwork is stunning. The style of it is gorgeous. Really, really nice deck. And their customer service is fabulous too, by the way. I think I ordered that deck and something happened. Something went wrong. I don't remember what. And they sent me their copy, you know, publication of the Waite Smith deck, because that's public domain now. Okay, that's 4. I already did that. Who's next? 4 again. All right, you're done now, honey. You're done now. I promise I will play with you more often. 5. All right. Now we have Tarot of the Abyss. Another fabulous deck. Everybody got shuffled beforehand, so what do you have to tell us now? Tarot of the Abyss. Send your thoughts this way. Let's see what comes out. I am reading for all of us. Here's one. 4 of Pentacles. All right, I'm going to take them off the top from here. King of Cups. 4 of Cups. How interesting. How interesting. Grasping again. This is a card of greed as well, but it's a card of insecurity. You know, the 7 of Swords is more like that powerful greed of I'm gonna take it all. It's more aggressive to my mind. The 4 of Pentacles also, because that is a, you know, so-called masculine suit of swords, but the Pentacles are a feminine element, and this is just grasping. It's fear. It's holding on to everything you have because we are so afraid that there's not going to be enough. But what happens? He's immobilized. His hands are useless. His feet are useless because he's so busy hanging on. So what kind of a life is that? Then we have 4 of Cups on this side. Now he's worn out emotionally as well, you know? And we've got the King of Cups in the middle, who is standing on this deck of a ship in this logic to this storm-tossed sea. I can see clearly what's happening, and I know how to navigate through. We have the Page of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. Getting creative and getting to work. And then we have the Lover's card. Okay, so what are we bringing together here? New ways of dealing with our resources, of distributing them. New ways of, okay, looking for words, of connecting with and relating to physical resources so that we are not dependent on somebody else to get us everything we need in order to survive. This can talk about creating your own garden. Look at you standing here with these wands in her hands. Well, what if those were like plants and trees that she's getting ready to plant? Look at this tree here in the Lovers. So rather than just grasping onto something that we're going to use up and is finite, if we look to the future, what can we do to create more? And planting trees is one of the most incredibly important things. And I'm trying to remember, I think it's Miyawaki forests. Let me look real quick here because this is worth knowing about. Yes, Miyawaki forest method. All right, I'm going to put it in the chat. Look up Miyawaki forests. Okay, so this was obviously a Japanese person who is making these micro environments by, rather than planting a whole big forest of trees is going to take forever, he goes and gets a lot of compatible species that would all come from a same, ecosystem. And say there's an acre, and he goes in and plants this variety of trees and plants and shrubs and things that all work together. And what they're finding is these forests grow so much faster than if you just planted a whole beech forest or a whole, whatever forest. That these ecosystems aid and abet each other so that they can grow like exponentially faster and become such a resource, and not just a resource, but the filter for our air, all of the good that comes from just planting trees. So looking at new ways. And I want to see what Samantha said there. Looks like the Lover's card is showing that this is what we're growing up through. Kind of like, yes, absolutely, we are growing up through this. But what we need to bring together is creativity about more or new processes of dealing with our resources, of creating resources for the future. And then over here, channeling this emotional, the doldrums, the disillusionment, the disappointment, funneling that into action, getting our hands on what we need to get our hands on to make change. And what are we doing? We're planting trees and they're growing. And these can be metaphorical trees as well. Planting belief systems, planting new ways of speaking, new language in our own minds, new ways of talking to ourselves that then start coming out of our mouths to other people, that just raises the vibration. Whatever we can do to adjust this. All right, I want to go back to the King of Cups. Hold on a second here. I see myself glossing over the court cards. Okay. Though the ship lists dangerously to one side, the King of Cups stands tall and majestic, assured in his ability to safeguard his crew and their craft. Though the murky waters swirl and thrash about him, he remains poised and self-controlled. While the heaving waters are not to be taken lightly, he and his trustworthy crew have navigated harsher seas before. He stands as one who has ridden the waves of the emotions timelessly, and understands their strengths and weaknesses intimately. He is lord over his feelings, master of his emotions. That means he is able to go there and feel them and know he's going to survive. When the King of Cups appears as a person in your life, he can take the form of someone who is caring and thoughtful. He can show up as a wise counselor or an emotionally intelligent friend. So emotional intelligence, our spiritual intelligence, these are tools that we can bring. Our spiritual mastery, our mastery of magic. Taking responsibility for our feelings and not just offloading them on everybody, and not just using up resources in order to deal with our feelings. So yes, come down. And what is the Lover's card? The Lover's card is union. It is the joining of two that creates a third thing. I'm looking at the little gap in between these trunks here as a gateway. It's a yoni. Look at it. The gateway to rebirth. Woo! Okay. Sam the Wise. Diversity makes us more than the sum of our parts. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, the two Dark Tarot decks came out swinging. All right. Who's up next? Morgana Le Fay to awaken Merlin. Absolutely. No. The Black Tarot just wants to get... And no. 4 and 5. Okay. Those two decks just had so much fun because I don't get them out often enough. I hear that. All right. I promise. We have Queen of the Moon. All right. The deck that I can actually get away with shuffling. Tarot of the Abyss is a bit of a stiffy too. Okay, she wants one more. And then we cut. I have the, which one is it? Moonology Oracle as well. I find this one to just have better, I like the messages of this one better. It's a little more extensive. Oh, did you see that one levitate, you guys? Peace. Oh, look at her. Waning crescent. Peace. Attraction, that's the Lover's card. And change. So when we are in peace ourselves, we can attract change. This is a super moon, which we just came through. And, you know, I'm going to be a nerd here. Nerd alert. I know everybody calls it a super moon now, and I hate it because it's what a super moon is the moon at perigee. I love scientific words. They are delicious. They're descriptive. And super moon just, you know, it's just, what does it mean? At perigee, it means it's its closest point to Earth. And the last full moon we had, which was a blue moon as well, second full moon in the month, was also at perigee, making it a big full moon. So we have that big full moon, we have thunder moon, and we have waning crescent. So we're in the waning crescent right now. We're actually in moon dark at the new moon, but we're still on the waning side. All right, let me see. Let's go. Let's keep going. Thunder moon is change. Realization is a waxing crescent, and then waning crescent, resistance, nourishment. Okay. Let's start weaving. So peace is at the core, and right underneath peace is nourishment. The practices that we do to bring ourselves peace, meditation, ritual, prayer, just reading, contemplation, journaling, whatever it is, that is nourishment for the soul. We have food that's nourishment for the body, but things that bring us peace, which is our natural state, are nourishment, and we have to quit starving ourselves. We've got ourselves on a starvation diet of things that bring us peace, of peaceful environments and circumstances and activities. And when we are in that state of peace, everything becomes available to us. When we are in the present moment, which is the only moment that exists for anybody, right here and now, I have access. I have access to change, and I can attract that kind of change. Last reading, we were talking about creating these new things. Here we're talking about attracting new things. All right, and let's look at these two, realization and resistance. Let's do some reading. I mean, as if I'm not doing reading. Okay, so attraction here, realization. When we come to realization of our own selves, of our own power, we attract like things to us. And being in a peaceful state like this, that's what it's saying, is we can attract more awareness and realization, move a little bit farther on our path to enlightenment here. And then here, change and resistance. So a lot of change can come from just not participating in toxic systems. Look at this fist with the green. It's gorgeous. So yes, we can bring about change by just refusing to participate in something, by resisting. And what do we do when we do all these things? We become nourishment. Okay, now I got to find these things. Okay, 20. Yay, they have numbers. Okay. Peace of mind is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. Refuse drama and do not freely engage with people who use drama as a weapon. Stop fighting. Allow yourself to rest for a while. When we let what we no longer need go, we make room for peace. I choose to create and hold peace. I allow this to ripple out into the world. Sagittarius, into the world. And it's funny, a red flag. If you ever have somebody that tells you how much they hate drama, I can't stand drama, just be on alert, because that's usually something that people that are just drama junkies say. Okay, that's been my experience anyway. All right. There's a lot written here. Companion stone or metal is amethyst. I'm going to read a little bit. We are an anxious bunch, us modern folk. Yes, I'm seeing that Four of Cups there, kind of withdrawing from it all. We are constantly stimulated or not stimulated enough. We find it hard to sleep. Insomnia is at record levels in the Western world, and for some, we self-medicate with food, devices, drama, and work. There's that devil card. We seek peace, but we don't know how to go about it particularly well. Peace can begin with a series of decisions we make. For example, we can decide we can't control everything. Shock! I love the writing. The ancient Greek Stoics had a great strategy here, advising a split of your issues into, I can control this and I have no control over this. Okay, no control, that's the hangman, but this is the sphere of influence. Whatever tangle you're in, get a big piece of paper, draw a circle in the middle, and everything inside the circle is your sphere of influence. Here are the things I can directly affect. Here are the things I can decide about and change. And everything outside of the circle is, here are the things I can't control. None of my, so, and what's in the middle of the circle? Just you and yours and what, your life. Outside of the circle, everybody else. Okay. Think about the most pressing and worrying issues you have right now, or the situations that are giving you the most sleepless nights. Then break them down into pieces, place them under the correct heading. Be honest and discerning. What you will find is that most of your situations or issues are under the second heading. The Stoics advise that the things listed there deserve no more of your attention because they are actually out of your control. Wow. However, the things under I can control this are important, and you must action these to the best of your ability. Verbifying nouns. You must take action on these. How about that? These are those things you will influence and where you will glean the most change. While this seems a simple system, I promise you it will give you far less to worry about and instantly more peace. Okay, let's go on. I'll just read like the first paragraph. Supermoon over here, attraction. You can be magnetic to others and attract the good things in life. You can repel what you no longer wish to attract. It's a magnet, each end has a different effect. Be ready for opportunity, avoid extremes that might cause negative imbalance in your body or mind. Think of connections greater than yourself. I can attract what I wish and repel what I do not. And when we are in peace, I love this arc of stars around her. When we're in peace, we have access. All right, Thunder Moon, accept change. Life, like the seasons, is about change. Take advantage of change energy, plan ahead. I welcome change and I ride its energy. Change is constant, absolutely. All right, then we have realization. With self-awareness comes realization. Knowledge is power. Self-examination of your role within a situation is important. I have timely self-awareness and act upon my realizations. Then we have resistance. Familiarize yourself with how resistance manifests for you, the overt and the covert. If you continue to have doors slammed in your face, turn around. There will normally be an open door. Procrastination is just another kind of fear. Move forward with confidence and persistence. I flow through resistance and I am in control. So I read that so differently. They're talking about resistance being things that you are having trouble changing or moving through. But look at this, change resistance. Okay, how do we change resistance? We look at the things that come our way where we feel this come up of, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to I don't want to go there. That's uncomfortable. Hey, I thought I already learned that lesson. I'm not going back there. You know, we resist when change comes to us because we don't want things to change. We just want it to be the way we want it to be. But we have to acknowledge that rarely is it exactly the way we want it to be, and change is a constant, and so we have to deal with it. Change resistance into nourishment. So when you go towards the things that you are resisting, they can become nourishment. There's one of the dances of universal peace that came out of a group in Brazil, Grupo Chama, Grupo, I think that was their name. Anyway, they created a round of dances for the major arcana of the Tarot. And the dance for, was it Wheel of Fortune? I'm trying to remember. But the dance was every chain is as strong as its weakest link. And it was all about community and holding each other up. And they talked about, the weakest link, the problems happen. And, okay, Marcy, I see. I'll come back, Marcy, just a second, sweetie. But when there is a weak link, that tends to get attention, or it should get attention. When we don't get it attention, give it the attention it needs, that's where things fail. But if we pay attention to those weak spots, then they end up being stronger, and the entire community becomes stronger because everybody is working on this. Okay, let me scroll back and look for Marcy's stuff here. I saw the Mala comment. Have Tarot of the Abyss, it is beautiful. Okay, I see that now. I think your comments are popping up later because I've looked through. All right. All right, there you are again. Wait a minute. Also have Moonology, both Oracle. Yes, okay. Like the Queen of the Moon more. Laura, I like nerds. Me too. Everybody I love is a nerd. Sam says, I just tell people I can't buy into your drama because I'm too busy creating musicals. That's perfect. Gotta save us from the drama queens. Yes, the boss of the owner of the company I worked for last, the henna company, would just say, I can't stand drama. Oh my God. A drama generator. They can be fun to watch from a distance. Well, that's why we watch dramas on TV, right? So Marcy, yes, I can see your chats, but I've kind of been skipping over them, and I didn't see a couple of them, so I can see you, my dear. I'm glad you're here. Nothing that's forced can ever be right. If it doesn't come naturally, leave it. Al Stewart lyric. Tavia, what song is that? Right. No force. It's okay, Marcy. It's fine, sweetie. You're the cat. Oh, cool. I think he was just here not that long ago. Well, at any rate, we need to look at how we can attract change to us, how we can come to realization, how we can change through the resistance in ourselves, how we can resist not change, organic change, but resist the changes that are being forced upon us. So like Tavia said, anything that's forced can't ever be right. So when they're trying to force things on us, those are the changes that we resist. And if we just focus on, I am peace, and I bring nourishment to whatever circumstance I'm in, whatever people I'm dealing with, then I think we get somewhere. All right. Where are we? Okay, we have 1, 3, and 6 left. 6. The Dali Tarot. I am going to shuffle this one. You know why? Because, it shuffles so nicely. I didn't split it very evenly, but let's do that again. It's a little long. All right. do we need to know? What do we need to know from you tonight? We've got, oh shit. Oh, the Three of Wands. The King of Coins. And the Page of Wands. Okay, that's the second appearance for the Page of Wands. That's the second appearance for the Three of Wands. Then we have Strength. And we have the Five of Cups. And we have the Knight of Cups. So we had the King, but now we have the Knight. All right. So Three of Wands, that Two of Wands has that more an idea of I'm looking out, making a plan. What do I want to put out into the world? And the Three of Wands, it can be what have I launched out into the world, but it can also be the ships are coming in. You know, in that, how do you know which way the ship is heading here? So it could be I have decided and I've launched it into the world, and now I'm seeing the consequences. I'm seeing my ships come in. And the Page of Wands over here, again, we're talking about creativity, raw passion, what is worth investing my time and money into. And the King of Coins in the middle, of course, is that eminently practical, grounded businessman. It can also be just a person that's money is the focus. But let's broaden Pentacles now. It's not just money, it's resources. It's all of the material. Being responsible for the material. And then we've got Strength, self-control, self-responsibility. We have loss here, dealing with losses, and then the Knight of Cups. All right, I want to hit on the King. We have the Death card, and I want to hit on the Knight. And we have Judgment. Holy shit. So big change. Big change we are in the middle of. When we hear, you know, an earthquake in Morocco that's killed, what is it, 5,000 people or more, and then just a little ways away, not too far away, in north of Africa, now we have an absolutely astonishingly catastrophic, devastating flood from a storm, from weather. Boy, if I lived on the coast of anywhere, I think I would be trying to make another plan. So let's just look at here. Death of the big businessman. Death of what is ending that we're never going back to. Businessmen, the patriarchy, the corporate hierarchy, money running the world. Money, this fiction of money running our world. Change, and it's never coming back. Final change, painful change, something that merits grieving. Judgment, complete change. Complete change. Inevitable change. Change from the inside out, not just on superficials, not just a change of mind. It's a change of everything. And we don't get the choice. This is a Plutonian card. With Pluto, the choice you get, Pluto, this one says Saturn. This has actually got Pisces on it. But I really do see Judgment as a Plutonian card because it talks about transformation, and it talks about that Plutonian characteristic of, with Pluto, with Saturn, you get a choice to step up and be responsible, or to delay, to deny, right? Kick it down the road later. I'll deal with it later. I mean, the consequences eventually come. It's karma, right? But with Pluto, the choice we get is willingly or kicking and screaming. The change is coming. It's happening. We're in it. And as I was getting set up tonight, that's what kept going in my head. We're in it. We're in it. We're in it. I've been saying this forever. You guys know it. But this is saying that how are you going to weather that change? Strength card comes up here. What attributes do you have? What skills do you have to weather this big, big change? All right. Let's do Page of Wands too. 10 of Wands. Okay. So yeah, big burden. We've got ships coming in here. And with King of Pentacles in the middle there, it's talking about all of that material stuff becoming a burden. And how do we end that? How do we lighten the burden on ourselves? And getting very active with it. You know, there's that balance too about being aware of what's going on in the outside world, and then recognizing how much time am I investing in watching these things that I can't directly affect. So you've got to eventually pull it back into your sphere of influence and go, what am I going to do about this now? How can I lighten the load in my life? How can I make my life more spiritually ecological? Make it make sense with my belief system? And yes, there's a sense of loss, but when we want to unburden ourselves, and Page of Wands says this is a creative act. Unburdening ourselves is creating a new environment, a new atmosphere to be in, a new level of mobility, a new sense of lightness. But we do have to grieve the old ways in order to get to the new ones. And Knight of Cups, it has an offer. Here, there's a new sense of happiness that he's bringing to us. How about if we, you know, is what he's saying. But that Judgment card says it's big, you guys. It's as big as it feels. It's as big as we know it is. And it's across the board. And we can look at what we do with it, where our strength lies. Because the ships are coming in. Here they come. Okay, let's see here. Muna. The song is If It Doesn't Come Naturally, and it's on the Year of the Cat album. Ooh, see, I don't have that album anymore. Well, I don't know that. It could be in my husband's closet. There's a stack of like 600 albums in that closet that I thought the other day we need to get all those out because my son has a turntable. I say with Pluto, let go or get dragged. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You go there. Now, we have 1 and we have 3. Ah, here comes the Talisman Oracle, you guys. All right. And this is the deck that we have to shuffle face up because of those gilded edges. This is one of my favorite decks. All right, I'm going to take a little while shuffling this one, you guys. Ooh. So, gather your thoughts. What do we want to know? What information will make us more able? What charms, what magic do we need in order to take advantage of this intense energy that we're sitting in at the moment? As the great spiritual leader Bon Jovi says, it's my life. It's now or never, yes. Yeah, no kidding. All right, here we go. So, all right, there's a couple. You're going to laugh, Tavia. All right, this one wants to come out too. We have union. We have let go. We have resilience. I'm going to put union in the middle. Let go came out first here. Yeah, let go or get dragged. Let go of the overburdening of the stuff that is weighing you down, whether it's material, spiritual, emotional. It's time to let go of the past. I don't know that we have the luxury right now to be ruminating over past hurts and slights and grudges and angers. Find a way to deal with these things so you can unburden yourself, because you're going to need all of your resources and all of your energy to go through what we're going through. Union and resilience. Then we have castaway negativity. Cut ties. Holy shit. Courage. How many of you are putting this deck on your wish list or even in your cart right now? Because, oh my God, what a deck. So union and courage. Look at what's in the middle. Look at where the roots are and where the point of balance and stability is. It's in union and courage. But how do we get there? We let go of things, and in order to let go, you need to remind yourself of how resilient you are. I remember my mom. She was very, very materialistic, and she could not let go of things. I mean, to the point where she would come to visit and bring me broken things. Oh, here's this calculator I have. It's broken. It doesn't work, but I'm sure you could figure out how to, because she just couldn't throw it away. And so she gave it to me. Isn't that nice? Here, let me give you my broken shit. It's really choice, I think. It's a very choice statement of our relationship. At any rate, you have to be able to let go. And that Four of Pentacles, that grasping, that's what we're talking about, is I can't. And my thing used to be, well, I'll never be able to afford to replace it. But then the question becomes, do you use it? I had this amplifier, this fucking beast of an amplifier. If I had turned it up to its capacity, I would have blown the fucking windows out of this apartment. A monster of an amp that I got back in 1990. My ex-husband went on a spree. We got this amp. God, I couldn't make use of it. I took it to a couple of gigs, but it weighed a ton. And it sat in my living room for literally decades. Because, this is what it cost, and I'll never be able to afford to replace it. I finally sold it for $100. It's like, just get this thing the fuck out of my living room. I'm never going to use it. I'm never going to miss it. It's gone. Some things you might get wistful about. But is it a burden, or is it serving you? Is it getting used, or is it just getting moved? And look at how, and remind yourself of things that you didn't have a choice about letting go. So here's the point of the mother story. I'm circling back around. When she would have such a hard time, I'd say, Mom, just get rid of it. I don't want, Sam, that's worth money. That was her thing. That's worth money. And I would say, it's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it, no matter what you think it's worth. And, I can't let go of that. And I'd say, well, okay, so think about people that have to let go of everything they own by no choice of theirs. A tornado, a house fire. Things are yanked away from you. This is an illusion. This security is an illusion. It can get ripped out of your hands at any moment. Ask the people in Morocco and Libya. You don't really own it. Nature could reclaim it at any moment with no warning. So, if you look back at times where maybe some things were lost or given up, and look at your resilience, how you got through those things. So through the union of you're tapping into your resilience, I can get it through this, and letting go, then we come down here where we're casting away negativities and cutting ties. Free yourself. It's gonna take courage. Let's read. Hoo-wee! Do these? Oh no, these are alphabetical. All right. Let go. Just like running water. And just so you know, there's a inner reading section and there's talisman power. All right. And see the little sigil here? And there's that little envelope full of vellum pieces that you can put on here and trace these sigils. It's a good one. All right. Too bad they don't pay me for advertising, right? Okay, just like running water, everything keeps constantly changing. You've been holding on to a burden that's been slowing you down. Sometimes we know what that is. Other times we need to examine our needs and behavior. Often holding on comes from a need to control our life and surroundings. Remember that little sphere of influence exercise? This is in my control, this is out of my control. It gives us comfort that we can direct the circumstances and avoid a painful path. But if we let go of the illusion of control, we can find peace. That was peace before, and enjoy the ride. Being vulnerable offers an opportunity for connection and closure. The little crab on this card has to learn to let things go. The flower in front of him is a delicate gift from nature to bring joy. And the moon, I mean, that crab is Cancer, right? And the moon, and Cancer is tenacious, and Cancer can be grasping. There's those claws. So Cancer rules memory, retention, retaining information, retaining stuff, emotionally, because it's a water sign and, ruled by the moon. So we can look at what emotionally is causing us to hang on in order to help us let go. Union. This card represents unity, wholeness, and fulfillment. So one of the things that can help you let go and help you be more resilient is in recognizing that you are already whole without your stuff, and beefing up your idea and your experience of that wholeness. Just really working on that and strengthening it. That strength card there. Strengthening that sense of wholeness and resilience. And this also has to do with reclaiming your energy from the past. So those grudges that you carry, speaking as a Plutonian here, Scorpio rising, the grudges that you carry rob you of energy. They take up space in your life. And they can help keep us feeling like we are not whole. So when you work at letting go of the past, it's really good to do some spell work sometimes about contracts being paid in full. When each of my parents passed, I did a little ritual that said, I consider our karmic contracts paid in full. I forgive you. We've learned our lessons together. I consider our contracts paid in full. So that you can unburden yourself from the past, so that you can reclaim your energy and increase your sense of wholeness. Not that you're fragmented. I'm not all here because most of me is back there in any number of traumatic circumstances. So working your way through, doing your therapy, working your way to forgiveness, memorizing the phrase, I release you to your karma. I will put my control over my life. Okay, harmony can arise from forces that can be seen as opposite, yet they are interconnected and they work to complement each other. This card can represent friendship, teamwork, or partnership. It's not essential to master every talent, skill, or knowledge because our unity with like-minded people can bring the best end results. This card teaches us to trust others in their area of expertise. The heavy weight of responsibility can be divided, and the celebration of success is much sweeter when it's shared. Yes, so you know what? When you have this sphere of influence, here's the things I can do something about, and here are the things I can't. Well, who can? How could you influence that person? How could you ask for things for someone else to do that are outside of your sphere? All right. Resilience. Okay. There might be a task that you have to undertake that will be difficult, unpleasant, or inconvenient. I'm looking at, union. We have rhinoceroses, a black and a white rhino. Okay. There might be a task you have to undertake that will be difficult, unpleasant, or inconvenient. It may affect other people's feelings, but you are obliged to first make sure that you are safe and provided for. When our physical needs are not met, elevating the mind and soul can sound impossible. That's what we were talking about, of creating ways to make sure that you're going to have what you need. Use your positive attitude and steady temperament to avoid focusing on feelings of guilt or doubt. Yes, pass. Get it going. Dealing with adversity makes us more resilient, and it does the same for others. We cannot shield our loved ones from difficulties, but we can be there to hold their hand and offer our understanding and empathy. You are making the right move. All right. Then what do? We cast away negativity and we cut ties. Choose carefully your friends and the people you surround yourself with. At times, you may need to temporarily distance yourself from the people who cannot see your vision and are not in a place to understand your opinion and feelings. Allow them time to grow stronger and try to see why they feel vulnerable. The rose in the snake's mouth represents kindness. Soften the negative words and thoughts by adopting a positive attitude. And really, when you let things go back to the past and you don't have to carry them anymore, it's very easy to change the language that goes on in your head. So soften the negative words and thoughts by adopting a positive attitude. Consider whether it's more important to be right or to build a happy and peaceful presence. With a bit of kindness, you might be able to turn the currents in your favor. And more important to be right or build a happy and peaceful presence. Is it more important to be happy and peaceful or to be in control of everything? Right? With a bit of kindness, you might be able to turn the currents in your favor. Playing games is not the path you want to take now. The sword in this card is a symbol of protective power, but also honor and justice. And look, we have another sword. We've got one pointing. Oh no, they're both pointing down. And we've got cut ties. You are at the end of a path with a person, situation, or a memory that has drained your energy long enough. What was I just talking about? It's time to cut ties with what holds you back and venture back into the world to find new opportunities. You've spent enough time You've spent enough time trying to find a solution, and dwelling over what could and should have been is no longer helpful. Try to see this as a new beginning, a bright moment of discovery. The two circles in the card represent the two rings of attachment, emotional and intellectual. Picture the knife cutting through both rings to release them and yourself. And then down to courage. This card represents courage, will, and determination, and echoes the strength card that was there. It will be through dealing with a new set of obstacles that you will make your most significant leap forward. We learn little from times of ease. Ain't that the truth? The peaceful moments in life reward us for the hard work we've done, but those easy times don't give us the opportunity to show our perseverance and strength of character. And then sometimes we get sick of having to show our strength, right? You have what it takes to see this situation through to the end. Courage evolves and it can grow into compassion, patience, and forgiveness. Nevertheless, alongside the hard times in life, we can still see the joy and be present for all the goodness coming our way. I don't have anything to add to that. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Let go of the unauthentic self. Yes, yes. The false self. This is ego death. Ego is the false self, and ego needs and craves. So yes, when you let that part go and you can allow your real resilient self, your true self to come out, peace is a very possible thing. So many things to let go on these days. So difficult. Yeah, absolutely, Marcy. And, you know, it's like let go. When you get used to letting things go, then it may be a little bit easier when you're not the one making the choice about something going. Marcy says, I'm Cancer. The let go is emotionally very difficult. Not impossible, but it's always a hurting struggle. Yes, yes, that Cancer is very tenacious and very retentive. I'll say retentive. Catherine, the reading really spoke to me tonight, to a situation I've been in lately. Well, I think it's the human condition, you know? The situation we're all in is being fucking human on this planet. It's a tough road. But I'm glad that this resonated. I mean, it's just the messages that tonight, as usually, are coming through very, very coherently, and I'm grateful. Thank you. And our last one is the Wild Woman. All right. This is a stiffy for a small deck. And thank you, Sam. Man, I mean, grudges, that's one thing that I really have noticed in the last, well, probably since my mother died. You know, my father died 4 years later. My mother died. I cared for both of them. I had very difficult relationships with both of them. They were both very damaged and traumatized individuals. And that experience brought me to an understanding of them that allowed me to forgive. And what happened after that was I realized just how fucking angry I'd been my entire life. I spent my whole life angry. And it's been fascinating to watch myself without that energy in my body. Now, make no mistake, I have Mars squaring my sun and squaring my Uranus. That conjunction sits apex of a T-square with Neptune and Mars squaring sun. And squaring Uranus, I get pissed off so fast. I have a hair trigger. Yes. Very volatile piss off. But I noticed that anymore, it's like I feel that Shenpa, like the Tibetans call it, hit, and I can just go, you know what? Don't really need to carry that, and let it go. All right. We have Time of the Black Jaguar, Destruction. We have January's Rebirth, which is rebirth. And we have a moonlit dance, feminine energy. I'm looking forward to a drum and dance party. Then we have Season of the Witch, magic, Scotty, authenticity, and Blessed Yule is hope. Oh my goodness. What a wonderful deck to come last. So destruction, what comes after destruction, and death. I'm thinking about the death and the judgment cards. What comes after that? Rebirth. It's a circle. It always turns. Always, always, always. It's the way the system works. The rebirth might not be what we wanted it to be, but it will always happen. It will always come. And then the moonlit dance, feminine energy, is the ability to be in these energies, to receive them and keep dancing, to move through. Okay, I can dance to this tune too. Here's another one. Not one I really like, but how can I move to this tune? I can do it. That receptive energy, that connected energy, that watery, moony energy is our sensitivity. And the witch's magic here is being able to change how we approach whatever is thrown at us. You know, become a ninja, do the jujitsu. Oh, this is coming my way. Okay, if I just turn this way, I can use the weight of it against itself, and I can, you know, this is being fluid and moving, and magic is the powerful consciousness of choosing how we want to approach, how we want to move through, how we want to change ourselves so that we are even more resilient through the challenges that are coming at us. And as we do that, it's not like we're taking on a false self. We are discovering more of the infinity of our authentic self. Here's the authenticity. Yes, Tavia, let go of the unauthentic self. Here it is. Becoming authentic through our magic. I will be who I am. I'm going to uncover these layers of the inauthentic. And this is what gives us hope. We do have power. We do have magic. We do have the ability to change. Let's read. I love this Time of the Black Jaguar. The images in this deck are just gorgeous too. Okay. Hey, you know what I can do? Looky here. You might enjoy this, you guys. I can make them bigger for you. You can see what they look like. There, you can see them a little bit better, eh? Okay. The Black Jaguar, the card of destruction, asks what positive changes might arise out of the destruction and difficulty I am currently going through. Message: the Black Jaguar acknowledges that while you may be going through a very difficult season in your life, so much so that you may even feel victimized, know that these trials and tribulations are occurring in order to bring much needed positive change and healing into your life. And also, this is like a little ding, 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 because I can't find a word, a little alert for us to look at where we are falling into an accustomed victim role on, after something that really isn't about us, which is to say, taking things personally that really aren't about us. When bad times happen and they're pretty much happening to everybody and we're going, oh shit, this is all about me, and we're falling into victim head. That's another opportunity to go back and look at where that got planted, pull it up by the roots. This isn't about me. It's hardship and it's impacting me, but it isn't about me. Okay? All right. You have been out of alignment with the natural rhythms of your higher self and Pachamama, Mother Earth herself, for far too long. So now is the time to destroy harmful beliefs, thoughts, and behaviors that hinder you from reaching your greatest potential. All right, I'm not going to read the rest. There's descriptions and things. Then we have January's rebirth. The question: in what ways is my higher self calling me to step up so that I can give birth to a new version of myself who is wiser, more aware of my needs, and more authentic? And this isn't a new version of yourself. This is the true version of yourself. How can I peel away one more layer of the false so that my whole self can emerge anew? This card reminds you that we come to Earth to learn lessons and grow, and often do so by making mistakes. Like pretty much all the time. We discover our needs after repeatedly putting ourselves into relationships where our needs are not met. We discover who we truly are after we tire of juggling too many masks. This is the nature of the journey we signed up for as souls living the human experience. Acknowledge your mistakes and ponder what these errors have taught you about your true self, needs, and most authentic desires. Let's go to the moonlit dance. What's the number here? Yeah. Gosh, they're all in a cluster here. Very interesting. And I shuffled and shuffled. All right. This one has a long thing. Okay, a moonlit dance asks, this is feminine energy, what activities personally make me feel most connected to my feminine energy? This is a sign that you need to connect with your divine feminine energy, whether it be dancing, listening to music, walking barefoot on Mother Earth, reading a good book, working creatively with your hands, or bonding and laughing with your girlfriends in sacred sisterhood. Yay! Dedicate some time to connect with your own feminine energy in the way you feel most called. All right. Season of the Witch. What unique or weird qualities and traits make up my one-of-a-kind magic? What kind of weirdo are you? I love my weirdness so much. See, that's that Sun-Uranus conjunction. I'm a weirdo's weirdo. Whether you personally identify with the label witch or not, you are being encouraged to connect with the witch within. Connect with the part of you that is both innately aware of your inherent connection to the earth and all life forms, yet also knows that your magic lies in what makes you unique. The part of you who is not afraid to courageously live as your authentic and perhaps weird or unconventional self, regardless of the persecution and judgments this may bring your way. So there is a page on Facebook called, I think it's a place for peculiar artists. It's absolutely wonderful. I look at things that people make, and what I see is someone that got a unique vision and, got tickled in spirit to the point where they had to create this. This is what I'm here to do. I'm here to create this absolutely fucking weird thing that nobody else has ever thought of. And it's glorious and delightful. And you should go check out that page. Sorry, I'm picking hangnails. I'm picky today. All right. So yes, that is your unique thing. And the thing is to stop filtering that particular magic of, oh, somebody else has already done it better than me, or this is stupid, it's too weird, nobody will like it. It doesn't matter. It's not your business whether somebody likes and accepts and values your creative expressions. It is none of your fucking business. Your business is to put it out there, to be true to that vision, to produce it, to create it in the best way possible, the most powerful, authentic way possible, and put it out there for free. Here, universe, have my creative expression. Not to say that you can't make money from your art. You can, and you should. But put it out for free, meaning I'm not going to let somebody else tell me what I need to do and make and what my vision is. You put it out there, not for free, unapologetically, uncompromised and unapologetic. Those are two really important words for a witch. Uncompromised doesn't mean uncompromising. It just means I have not compromised with anyone on my vision and my authentic self. No deal. I will put myself out there whole. All right. And unapologetic, I'm going to put this out there. Yeah, it's weird, it's fucked up, whatever. And I'm not going to apologize for that. Somebody out there will get it. And that's the truth. Somebody will get it. Okay, Scotty asks, this is authenticity. What aspects of my authenticity am I unfairly sacrificing in the name of compromise? Oh my God. Oh my God, you guys. Scotty tells you that you may be hiding aspects of yourself or sacrificing your true needs and desires in the name of compromise. A compatible relationship, whether familial, platonic, or romantic, will never cause us to compromise our authenticity, but embrace, encourage, and empower it. Amen. Wow. Okay, so no relationship. And they said, platonic or, whatever, family, romantic, should compromise us that way. No context. Nothing else should either, And unfortunately, our lifestyle makes it so we have to prostitute ourselves out sometimes to things that we hate doing, just so we can eat food and live someplace and not die. It's just obscene. It is absolutely obscene. If we didn't have to struggle for the basic necessities of life, what genius things would we be witnessing now? All right. The last card, Blessed Yule, hope. Though I may be currently enduring a difficult situation or season in my life, what rays of hope can I focus on to remind myself of my inner light and resilience? There's resilience again. Regardless of the time of year you literally find yourself in, Yule, an often bitterly cold and dark Sabbath, urges you to seek your own internal light and remember that seasons of darkness and hardship are always eventually succeeded by seasons of joy and ease, destruction, rebirth. Even if your external circumstances seem too difficult to overcome at times, rekindle the knowledge that nothing can dim the eternal flame within your spirit. Yeah. Well, I'm very happy to have that as the last reading tonight, eh? We end with hope after all of the struggles and everything that we're going through, everything that we're witnessing. And as I put out prayers and blessings for, just for respite, for a relief from suffering. And it's going to be a while. When 20,000 people disappear, surely you've had entire families absolutely obliterated. And then the people that are left, I'm sure there's nobody in that entire country that is unaffected, that has not lost. And as I think of them and send blessings, I'm also immediately in gratitude of thank you for not visiting this on me. But I have no control over whether something that catastrophic is visited upon me at some time. So I just, peace, 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 send out whatever I can give. And this is really making me, giving me great motivation to go clean out my closet, because there's so many clothes that are getting donated, and I'm going to make sure they get donated to a place that goes, where they are needed. Okay, let's see. Leo is such righteous anger. Oh, you know it, baby. If you enjoy, and with the Pluto Mercury conjunction, sitting on my midheaven, my Leo midheaven in Virgo, I can slice you to ribbons with words with that righteous anger. I know I've been in a towering rage a few times in my life, and I mean towering. When I say towering, I feel like 10 feet tall. Haven't experienced that in a long, long time. And thank you, Darcy. If you enjoyed these readings tonight, please hit the like button. And if you really, really enjoyed them and you'd like to support my work, please, there's a couple links down below. You can send me a donation, or you can hit the Amazon wish list and send me a deck, and I will do a reading for you on the unboxing. But I just am so grateful that you're here and that you give me a platform and allow me to do the things that I do, the things that I've been gifted with. I am allowed to use those, and I am so grateful. How can I be a better me today than I was yesterday? It's pretty much my daily mantra, yes. And you know, never mind. I was going to launch and never mind. Add them to your wish list. Yeah, the Wild Woman Oracle. So, so good. You are welcome, Samantha. Suffering, thank you so much to all gathered here tonight. Appreciate you all immensely. Thank you, Tavia. She says, amazing readings tonight. So potent. Thank you for letting that fever take you to that psychic place. Yeah, it did. It's gone. I mean, I felt it heating up and then I felt it go. I have a little bit of a headache. My digestive system is a little upset. I had a bite of chicken today before I thought, and I shouldn't have done it. So, and yes, sad news all around the world. So send out your love. Okay, so for this new moon, and we are, what time is it? 9:22. So we're not quite there. Let's let me bigger myself and we'll close down. Yeah, I remembered. Yay, me. All right, everybody. Wait, let me see something here. Hey, perfect. All right. So let's sit back, relax again, come back into your body. Come back into that place that you were in when we grounded and when we sent out that ring to connect with all the others. So the first thing that we are going to do, release your breath, nice deep breath, and exhale and send an extra big dose of love, compassion, empathy, ecstasy, happiness, joy, security, safety, abundance, all of the good stuff, courage, resilience, and hope. As you exhale, send it out through that huge circle and everybody feel. Feel the boost of energy. And this happens with people that are watching this after the live stream, because in the magical realm, there is no time or space. We have access to it all. So feel this boost coming through your body, health and healing. And then another nice deep breath. And as you exhale, feel those connecting rings just sort of burst into a million just sparkles, and watch them coating the entire planet. Send that energy out over the entire planet. And then let's send a specific beam of it to North Africa, to Morocco, to Libya, to all of the suffering there. Peace, peace, peace. And then anything that we don't particularly need, that we've had the benefit of, but is excess for what we need right here and now, we let that go down the root into the earth, and we thank her for everything, for our physical being, for the journey on this planet, the clothing she has lent to us, until we take our last breath and our soul leaves on the exhale. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mother. Thank you, guides and guardians. Thank you, allies and ancestors. Thank you, all of our support. Thank you for being here when we call. Thank you for being here when we forget to call. We remember you. We are grateful for you. We love you. We receive you. We are you. And now we let all of the messages just kind of sink in like raindrops going into deep, soft earth. And the rest of it we let go. Just let it all go. And I offer you great blessings. Go out and do your magic. You are powerful. You are magical. You know what you're doing. If you watch Witch Talk, you got a million people saying you got to do it this way. Don't do this. Don't do it. And then people hexing each other all over the place. These young women, oh God, or there's some karma trains coming. Woohoo! They'll learn just like I did, but I wasn't hexing people all over the place. So, you know. I choose to bless rather than hex. I can throw in if I need to, but I choose to bless. So let's beef up the blessing energy and the energy of love and hope on this planet until it is so much stronger than the energy of ugh. That the other has no choice but to dissolve and go away. All right, you guys, again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hi, Elsie. Thank you for your gratitude. Take care, everyone. I love you. Mwah. I will see you next time. Till then, it's Luna. Wait a minute, find the right button. Blessed be.